Welcome back to We're Having Fun, the podcast where fun is had, and I am Mark. Hello.
Hi, I'm Krista.
That is our new slogan. We're testing it out. Yes.
Okay.
Trying it out. Welcome back. How's things? What's up? Anything going on?
Well, I was going to say, it makes sense that we would finally have some kind of a catchphrase or something, considering that this is our 50th episode.
It is. Happy birthday, episode. Birthday.
Happy 50th! Because we already had the pod's birthday / anniversary thing, because that was a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, we just hit 50 episodes.
Yep. We did it.
We did.
People said we wouldn't, and we did it out of spite.
I don't know
anybody. The only reason we keep going.
Who said that? But if you did, ha 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 ha, in your face.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You look dumb. Yeah. So, what's up?
I haven't mentioned this before, but it's been going around for a while. I've seen it a couple of times, and I saw
the rumors are true.
There's a Barbie movie.
Oh, yeah.
And
Ryan Gosling is
Yes. And it disturbs me a lot.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Hate that picture. It may be worse than Ugly Sonic.
Yeah, no. Ugly Sonic was bad. I mean, what did you expect from Ken? And ever since the Aqua video.
Oh, well, first of all, I didn't even know they were making a Barbie.
Oh, really?
Until I saw that picture, and I was like, this has to be a joke.
No.
But it's not.
It's not. It's very, very real, and it's going to be something. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe they're real tongue-in-cheek about it. If they go real serious with it, though, that's going to be bad.
I don't know. It's Margot Robbie, too, as Barbie.
Was it her? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then there are apparently going to be other Kens.
Oh.
Not just him, because there's going to be, like, what's his name? Simu Liu? However, I can't know how to say his name, but Shang-Chi.
Okay.
He's going to be a Ken. Another Ken.
Love it. I love it. I hope there's a lot of different Barbies for each job there's just one and she has all the jobs.
She's like, I'm president, I'm an astronaut, I'm a doctor, I'm a school teacher. I do it all.
That would be good. As long as they I don't know. I think it would work if they do like a Lego Batman kind of deal Where it's just kind of tongue-in-cheek the whole time and a little not serious. Just having fun with it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've seen footage of them rollerblading in like neon pink and green and yellow and everything. So
I mean, that's what I picture when I think of Barbie.
Surrounded by other people who are dressed normal. So could be interesting.
Oh, that might be fun. I don't know. We're going to see. But it is terrifying, those pictures.
I hate that picture.
I hate those pictures.
And like, it even shows like he's wearing like this vest and he's like spray tanned like crazy. And he's got like the 6-pack and everything. But then his pants are kind of below his underwear line. And his underwear says Ken on it. Yeah. And I'm like, why?
He's got to know whose they are.
Why? Anyway.
Well, there's so many Kens. That's the main men's underwear. Makes sense.
So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I find it disturbing.
Well, in good news for you, probably, the Hocus Pocus 2 trailer was released this week. Your boy's back. I guess. I don't know if he's actually back. The cat.
Well, it just showed a cat, but it didn't show it talking.
It's true. We don't know for sure.
And how can they bring Thackeray Binks back in cat form when he died and his ghost went off at the end of the first movie? So I think it's just a cat.
No. They gotta have a talking cat. They got to.
I don't know.
Well, what'd you think about it?
I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, we're getting Hocus Pocus 2.
But if it doesn't have Thackeray Binks, you're out, basically.
I mean...
Or that skeleton guy that gets...
If they get Billy Butcherson back in there, I might be okay.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, the ladies look good. They look very close to what they looked like. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah. I wish that they had done it a little, like, several years ago instead of waiting, like, 20 years to do a sequel.
It's been so long.
Yeah. Is it 20? Or is it 30?
I have no idea.
I think it's closer. I think it's like 30 years.
30 years? Yeah, it's probably closer to 30.
Because I don't understand time.
It would have been in the 90s.
Because it was like 90, probably 93 or so.
Probably somewhere in there.
And I don't understand time because I'm like, no, the 90s were like a decade ago.
Yeah. It was a couple years ago.
I'm not in my 20s anymore. And I can't get over it. So,
it's
yeah.
not fair.
It's not. I imagine we will cover it in October because it comes out September 30th.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Have the whole month of October.
For our spooky month.
Mm-hmm, so we'll have to fit that in there at some point.
Yeah.
Don't know if it'll be closer to Halloween or not.
I don't know. We'll see. Anything else happening this week?
I don't think so.
4th of July. Happy 4th of July.
Yeah, it's 4th of July. Well, technically, when this comes out, it'll be...
The day after.
Yeah, July 5th. But whatever. Do we want to go ahead? Is there anything else? Or do we want to go ahead and get started?
I think let's get started.
Okay. So now we have Obi-Wan out of the way.
Yep.
We don't have to recap those.
Done.
But we still have Miss Marvel.
We do.
We have like 3 episodes of Miss Marvel left.
Welcome to it, Miss Marvel.
So here we go. Episode 4.
Episode 4. Almost done. 2/3 of the way
I guess so. So before we saw this, you know, I'm always afraid that I'm going to get spoilers and stuff. And I happened to be like scrolling through like news stuff, and I saw something, and it was like, Miss Marvel, how did you feel about Miss Marvel working with another superhero? And I was like, what? And then the whole time I was watching, I was like, what? Who are they talking about? I mean, I guess, but it's not like Moon Knight shows up or something.
Captain Marvel.
Because I was sitting there, I was like, who's gonna show up? Surely Captain Marvel's not showing up, or Photon, or, you know, all these people. It's like, I'm like, who? And plus, this one takes place in Pakistan. So I'm like, well, what's kind of close to Pakistan?
Kingo gonna show up?
It's like, is Kingo gonna show up? But he can't because he's on a ship out in the middle, isn't he? Or no, he didn't go that with Finn. He's still in. I forget how the Eternals divided themselves.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
He pieced out for some reason.
I guess so. I thought he was one of them that went, but I guess not. I don't know. But that was like, well, I guess Egypt is kind of not really that close, but I mean, it is.
It's there, kind of.
Not that far.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's closer than the U.S.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, so. Maybe, well, not Moon Knight, because Moon Knight is in UK, but maybe Layla shows up?
Yeah.
Since she's kind of a superhero thing. Maybe we get what was it, Scarlet?
Maybe Shang-Chi will come in.
Yeah, exactly.
After leaving China, he's just skipped down to Pakistan for some reason.
I mean, it's just over the Himalayas there.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
But that's not what happened.
Or maybe somebody from maybe like Wong shows up. I don't know where.
Wong's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Wong just goes everywhere. He does his own thing.
Yeah.
So, but no.
Nope. It's not what we got.
No.
But yeah, they're in Pakistan. They're gonna go visit her grandmother.
Yep.
And her cousins are there.
Mm-hmm.
They're interesting. I don't know.
I don't really have anything to say about them. They were just kind of there.
They were just like excited to see her, but they didn't really care that much.
Yeah, they were really excited to see her when she got there. Mm-hmm. And then like the next day they had to take her out to like show her around, and they kind of just abandoned her.
Yeah, she's like, I want to go to the train station.
And they're like, well, we don't,
right,
so
we're
bye.
going to meet with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, bye.
And that's always tough, man. When you go, like, I had this happen as a kid, and I love all my cousins. This is not a slam on anybody, by the way. I completely understand why you do this. Anyway, like, you'd go visit a cousin you haven't, like, really seen in a long time, mm-hmm. or that you know that well, and so you go see them, and then your parents are like, go hang out with this cousin, and they're like, I'm gonna go meet with friends too, so come with me. And then you gotta be around a bunch of different people you don't know, and it's like, I want to go home. Because
you're like, okay, because it's like,
I barely know this person. I don't even know
this cousin that well.
Yeah.
And now you're putting me in a room with where this cousin is the literal only person I know.
Yeah.
And I don't like large crowds in the first place.
Yeah.
Like just crowds of strangers. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, because then you're like, this is this person, and everybody wants, you're the focus for a bit, and it's like...
And then everybody forgets about you. Yeah. Because you're like, I don't fit in here. Then they get in on it.
Yeah.
And then they're all just like talking amongst themselves, and you're just kind of like, I'm gonna see myself out.
Just like in joking, and they know their own stories. Oh, it's tough. So I don't blame her for splitting off from them.
Oh, yeah. Plus, she probably didn't want to be walking around. She probably wanted to walk around by herself anyway.
Yeah.
And look around and find stuff.
Yeah. Even though her mom was like, the point of this is to visit with the family. So
and she's like...
Visit.
She's like, technically that's not why I wanted to come, but okay. Oh, and while she was on the plane, she kept... I think it was while she was on the plane, she kept trying to... She was going through her text messages because she had been trying to talk to Nakia, but she's not responding.
Nope.
She's not answering.
She's mad.
She's very mad.
Yep. So she finally gets to kind of talk to her grandmother about everything. And I don't know, we get a little history. She's cool with being a djinn and all that. She's like, yeah, we're djinn. It's cool.
Yeah.
No worries.
And you find out that her grandmother paints also. And she has painted some stuff that looks like... One of them looks kind of like that realm or whatever that she got taken into.
When
she first put on
down.
the bangle.
Yeah.
And her grandmother tells her that that a trail of stars put her like right into her father's arms, basically. That's how she got back. That's how she was saved when she was lost. A trail of stars. Interesting.
Could it be? But I liked this section of the grandma, because she was talking about the partitioning, is that what it's called? The partition?
I think it's just partition.
Partition, yeah, and about how hard it was, and they lost so much, and her paintings were stuff, all of her memories, so that they could be saved and passed down, so you just don't forget the history. And I think this series is really getting a lot of good, like, deep lines, I guess, with, I don't know, it depends on what you think, but when she said, like, everything was broken, I lost everything, but then you learn to find the beauty in the pieces. I thought that's such a good thing to think about. And, and it's good for Kamala, because her life's kind of going crazy, so she's to find the good in it, and find her place in it, so I like this grandma. She's cool. Well,
I'm glad that you wrote down, like, all the nice, cool things that are happening.
Oh, no.
Like, all these deep conversations, because I'm just like, that little napping pillow, the sloth with the sweater vest is really cute, and that's my note.
You took a lot out of it. It is cute, though. To be fair, that sloth is very cute.
I want one. It's adorable. I love that sweater vest. It's so cute. Oh, boy. You can see where our priorities lie. I see a cute napping pillow, and I'm like, yes, I have to write a note about this.
Yeah. We also find out the mom's a bit of a rebel as well.
Yes.
Because apparently Kamala's not a common Pakistani name.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she had her wild side back in the day.
Yeah, but now she has been just cleaning.
Yeah.
Like, basically, as soon as they got there, she just started cleaning. Yeah. Because that's why the grandmother's upstairs. She's like, I can't deal with this right now.
Yeah. And it was real sweet. She's like, why do you have so many toffee tins, Mom? Yeah. Oh, my gosh. You have so many. She's like, well, you loved toffee when you were a kid, and I was hoping you'd come back and have some.
Yeah, and I would have them ready for you. And it's like, oh!
Yeah. She's like, well, and when you didn't come back, of course, I had to eat some.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I couldn't just let them sit here.
Yeah. Yeah. So
and then, of course, later, she's sitting there. The mom is sitting there eating the toffees when Kamala comes in and offers her one, and they eat toffees together. It's so cute.
They're apparently real hard to chew.
Yeah. It's so funny, too, because I was expecting the dad to go with them. Because, I've mentioned before on here how I really like the dad.
Yeah.
And, the first episode, I didn't like the mom that much.
Right.
But she grows on me the longer it goes. Like, this episode, I really liked her.
Yeah.
She's so cute.
Yeah. And you can tell she's been through a lot. Like, something happened.
Yes.
That made her what she is now. But she's actually, deep inside, she's a nice, good person.
Yeah. And I love these little moments that she and Kamala have been having lately where it's just the two of them, and they're just kind of doing their own little thing, hanging out and talking and sharing toffees and stuff. It's cute. Some nice mom-daughter.
It is. Real sweet.
Scenes.
Yeah. So eventually she does make her way to the train station.
Yeah, because she's out with her cousins. basically leave her behind because she's like, I want to go see the train station. It's historical, you know.
Yeah,
That's
they're like,
the
I don't
last.
care.
That's where our grandmother came in to the country and everything. So we should go there. And they're like, no, we're gonna go by.
Yeah.
And so she has to get directions from this guy who's trying to sell her a
Her own
photo,
picture.
like a photo of herself, a Polaroid.
Yeah.
For like a bunch of money. It's like, okay, that's way overpriced. She's like, I'll give you the money if you tell me where the train station is. So he gives her these like crazy directions.
Yeah.
But she somehow finds it.
Yeah, she does.
It's like the next scene, she's there. It's like, okay, well, apparently they were pretty good directions. It just seemed really crazy. So she gets there. She sees that part of it is kind of blocked off. So of course she immediately
that's obviously the place I need to
goes
go.
that way. And she puts on her little mask that Bruno gave her.
Yeah, totally hides her identity.
Yeah.
Nobody could ever tell who she is.
Nobody would ever be able to tell who she is. So yeah, she starts walking around. She's looking, there's like a mural kind of thing with Ant-Man on it.
Uh-huh.
She's looking at that, and then she gets attacked.
Yep.
There's a dagger that flies.
Yeah. Guy in a red scarf throwing a dagger at her.
So yeah, there's a big fight with them, and
apparently this is maybe the superhero.
I guess
this is
so.
Red Dagger.
I guess so.
Yeah. I'm still trying to read all the Miss Marvels. I've almost finished the first volume, I guess, which is like 19 issues. And then I'm about to get in the second one. And I guess he shows up in that probably.
Okay.
So still haven't gotten there yet, but I don't know anything about the Red Daggers.
Yeah. So they have this little fight, and she's using her powers and everything, using the hard light. But if he hits it with a dagger, it messes it up, basically.
Yeah. There's one point where he threw one at her and it's stuck. She force fielded her hand and it's stuck in it, so she pulled it out. So she's going to throw it right back at him.
Oh my goodness. And then she did, and yikes, she cannot throw.
She cannot. It is bad.
Girl is bad at throwing. But I mean, what do you expect? Do you really expect her to be like amazing at throwing a dagger when she's never thrown one before?
Yeah, she doesn't seem like an athlete of any kind.
No.
She's got other things she likes.
Exactly. She has other strength.
Yep.
Finally, he's like, he stops fighting her, or they stop fighting each other, and he says something about, you're not a clandestine.
Yeah. So why do you have the bangle?
Yeah.
And I
how did you get the bangle from Aisha?
Yeah.
She's like, how do you know Aisha?
Yeah.
I think. And then they get up and he's like, come with me if you want to live.
Yeah. She's like, really? I'm just kidding.
I've just always wanted to say that. Because they talk about like Donkey Kong and Ninja Turtles at one point. 'Cause she's like, where'd you learn to jump like that? Ninja Turtles. Or throw like that with Ninja Turtles. He's like, where'd you learn to jump like that? Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
So, but you can tell that he's probably going to be a good guy.
Yeah, seems like a good dude.
Yeah, exactly. So he takes her to where the red daggers go.
Yeah. But when he said that about the clandestine thing, I was like, oh man, does that mean she's maybe an inhuman? Like, I keep really wanting that to happen so much. I think
what they mean is she's not like full-blooded.
She's not part of that
group that's trying to get the bangle.
I just want to make this happen. I need this to happen. I need Blackagar Boltagon to show up at the end.
Stop trying to make Inhumans happen. It's not going to happen, okay? Oh, when he says something about the Red Daggers, she's like, is that like a Pakistani boy band?
Not like, quite.
No. So takes her to the headquarters where she meets the leader of that group, I guess, whose name is Waleed. And he kind of tells her a little bit about the clandestines and what they're trying to do and how if they get the bangle, it's a bad idea.
Right. So they're from like another dimension. They're not from another universe. They're from another dimension.
Yes.
Which is all purpley sparkly things, basically.
Yeah.
It looks like not a lot of soft things to lay down on there. I don't know why you'd want to return to that realm.
Who knows?
Dimension, but there it is. And they're trying to open up the veil to pretty much bring that dimension into this one and destroy our dimension. Right.
So that's not good. That's definitely not something that we want.
And he says like her powers like her being from Earth, she's able to connect to the newer, which is the power, what gives them the power, to earthly things. So that's why she can manipulate into different things, or, you know. So he says her genetics are the key, which again, I was like, genetics, inhuman genetics.
Oh my gosh, you've got to stop with this inhuman thing.
You just wait. They're coming, baby.
Oh boy. Well, if they are, then they should just start over with the Inhuman show.
No, not the show. Don't do the show again, please.
No, I'm just saying just wipe that other one from everybody's memory and start over. That's what I mean.
Just delete it from Disney Plus.
That's what I meant by start over. Not we're going to do a new season. No, just start the whole thing completely over.
Do not, please. I beg you.
Because I've never even seen it, but all I hear is you complaining about it.
It's awful. It's the worst show they've done, which is saying a lot.
Meanwhile, the clandestines are like at the damage control center facility or whatever.
Damage control sucks.
Oh yeah, they escape so easily.
Yeah, they just have them pretty much handcuffed to pipes, and they're like, that'll probably do.
No,
it doesn't.
It doesn't do.
Not
it doesn't
even
do
close.
Anything. It's like, why did you even try? Just let them go.
Yeah.
There was no reason.
Damage control.
But anyway, so they leave, but they leave Kamran behind because he betrayed them.
He made his choice.
Yeah, and he's like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, bye, Mom, I guess.
Which I just recently got into the Kamran stuff in the comics, and I forgot that he goes evil, like, immediately. Like, he's like, I'm a bad guy. So they changed it up for this.
Okay, because, he doesn't seem like a bad guy.
No, he's just a bad dude who's, like, part of a bad Inhuman squad.
Yeah, so, but I mean, in this, he's always seemed on the up and up,
like a good guy, yeah.
And seemed to like Kamala and everything.
Unless he's playing the long con. We'll see.
Yeah.
Does keep calling Bruno O'Brien.
But if he's playing the long con and they showed that scene, that's gaslighting right there. You're gaslighting your audience.
Maybe she's throwing off her own team so they don't spill anything.
Okay,
maybe there's traitors in her
Well,
midst.
It doesn't really matter. Half of them get killed in this episode
true.
anyway.
That is true.
But anyway, back in Pakistan, Kareem. I realized when I said Kareem, it kind of sounded like I'm a really countrified version of cream.
Oh, Kareem.
Kareem.
You got any Kareem?
Exactly. So he's the Red Dagger. He's the guy she was fighting earlier. Anyway, he takes her to a bonfire with his friends.
Yeah.
And I guess those are the other Red Daggers.
Yeah, I guess it's a group. Yeah.
They call him Chemo also.
Yeah.
Point. And then she says what it means, and I can't remember. It was some kind of food, I think.
Dog food or something?
Cat food, maybe?
Maybe.
It was
kind of animal-related
food. Yeah.
Or animal waste. I don't know. Was it food?
I hope it was food.
I can't remember.
But yeah, his actual name is Kareem, and it's just a nickname that he has. And she has a little bit of fun hanging out with them.
Her name is Sloth Baby.
Yes. Yeah, she's like, if we're going to have nicknames, just call me Sloth Baby.
Yeah. They eat some food out of a Ziploc bag.
And she's like and she like whispers to him, she's like, is it spicy?
Yeah, because she's had some spicy stuff in this trip. She's not doing well.
Yeah, she had spicy food earlier and she was just like sweating like crazy.
Yeah.
Because they're like, why is she so hot? And it's like, this food. So she asks if it's spicy. And he's like, just try it. And she eats it. And she seems to enjoy it. And then, of course, he goes, she asked me if it was spicy to his friend. And it's like, dude, don't out me like that, man. Come on. But yeah, Waleed, she meets up with him again. She learns more about her powers.
Yeah, they're trying to like let her use them so they can study it and see how it works.
Yeah, so she is able to like make like armor over her body out of hard light. Kind of.
And her bangle, they read the inscription on it. It says, "What you're seeking is seeking you," or something like that. So, what does that mean? Is that her great grandmother? Or I don't know.
Is that Aisha looking for her while she's
history?
Looking for Aisha?
Is she looking for her history?
Who knows?
We'll see.
But as they're doing all this stuff, as they're training and stuff, the clandestines show up. They just break through the glass ceiling.
Yeah, they got to Pakistan real fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, they did. And they start fighting. Kareem takes her out. They start running away, but they stay in the hallway and wait for him to finish fighting in there.
Yeah.
It's like, why didn't you just keep going?
Yeah.
But eventually...
So they're worried about him, the guy, Waleed.
Waleed, yeah. Eventually Waleed gets out and they all run out together.
He he handles them all on his own pretty well.
Pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of smoke around him, but
yeah, that's true. He gets out, they all escape together, and they go out, and there's like this huge street chase scene that happens. And at one point, who is it? I just have I don't know who it was. Somebody straight up runs over a dude.
Oh,
I feel like it was Kamran's mother, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure that when they like steal that truck or something. Yeah.
And she just runs somebody over.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's like, yikes. What is this?
Yeah, they're mean. They don't care.
Yeah. So there's this big chase.
Mm-hmm.
When there's a big chase scene in my notes, I'm just like, I'm not writing anything. I can't remember anything.
Yeah, it was chaotic.
She does use her powers to like create a wall.
Save a family.
To save a family.
A little ramp over them.
Yeah. But then she does not create a wall or a ramp for herself and Kareem when they're on that motorcycle kind of thing.
Yeah.
To just like vault over something. No, instead they hit the back of the car and fall off and flip off and everything. It was like, you probably could have done something there.
There's a lot happening. It's hard to think. Everything's going on.
I mean, sure.
Yeah. So they're all just running through the streets, running through houses, running everywhere.
Yeah, and they get separated from Waleed, and so he's going off doing his own thing. He sees them though. He's fighting with Kamran's mom. I do not know her name.
I don't know.
All I can call her is Kamran's mom.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I literally cannot remember her name.
Mari?
I don't know.
I
thought it was something else.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know any of their names. I think one of them is Aaron.
Oh, yeah. I don't know any of the bad guys' names.
But
one of them's about to get them, the kids.
Yes, and Waleed throws his daggers and kills him.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he kills him.
Oh, it definitely looks like he kills him.
Because it looked like it, but I don't know.
I don't know if they have healing powers or something.
Exactly, I don't either. Yeah. So, yeah, he throws the daggers. Open that leaves, exactly.
Kamran's mom to just stab him in the back.
Yep.
He's dead.
He falls off the balcony,
Yeah.
And lands right in front of them.
Yeah.
Right in front of Kamala and Kareem.
Yep.
And I can't remember if is she the one who's like, we have to go back and help him? And I think she says that, and then he's like, no, we can't help him. We gotta go. I can't remember either. Yeah, but they just have to keep going.
By the way, go is said in the sequence about 100 times.
Yeah, they're like, go, 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 go. It's like,
so many goes.
We get it.
Even when he's driving, they're just yelling at him to go.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you think he's doing?
So anyway, one of the guys follows them in. Kareem kills him.
Yeah.
And then the mom comes in, and they're all fighting. And she's the one who has like a spear kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a handheld spear thing.
And she's about to stab Kamala with it, and Kamala puts up her arm to protect herself, and it's the arm with the bangle. Yeah. So it hits the bangle. Yeah. And then suddenly
sends her back in time.
I knew you were going to do it that way. Because that's the only way you can say the words back in time.
Back in time?
I'm like, it was killing you not to do it. But she's at the train station on the last night that the train is leaving. Yeah. Or when the last trains are leaving.
India. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of people trying to get out.
Yep, and so she climbs up on top of one of the trains and is just looking out at everything, and that's it. Yeah. Don't know what's going to happen next, but she's in the past. Yeah. Is it just a dream, or is she actually there?
I was wondering if she was going to be the star thing to guide her grandmother, like it always happened.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Because, I assumed that when her grandmother was talking about that it was the great-grandmother.
I thought so, too. But and it still might be.
It still could be, and she could watch it. She could see it from as it happens and be like, oh my gosh. But it could be her. I don't know.
We'll see. Next episode. Mm-hmm. But it was I liked the episode. I liked meeting the grandmother. Yeah. A lot of action.
Yep, a lot of action.
A lot of stuff going on. Good setup for the next one. So, good job. We did it. Yep. And I liked Waleed, too. I was sad he died.
Yeah.
I thought he was interesting.
I'm wondering if he's like a big actor in...
Yeah, I don't know.
Like the India Bollywood or Pakistan. Circuit. Yeah, maybe in Bollywood or something. I don't know. Because I feel like he was the featuring, because there was like a featuring so-and-so. And I was like, I wonder if that's who that is. And if he's like some big, big star.
Maybe.
And I just don't know, because, I mean, I know some Bollywood stars, but I don't. Mostly it's like ones from the 70s, because I have like one Bollywood movie and it's from the 70s. It's ridiculous, and I absolutely love it. It's so fun. We might have to cover it one day.
Okay.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
There we go.
But it's great. It's great. Yeah, so I wondered if he's like a big deal or something.
I don't know.
He seemed really cool, though.
Yep, he did.
So, sad.
Maybe he'll force ghost later on.
And I really like Kareem, also.
Yeah, I like him way better than Kamran.
Yeah.
I would much prefer
Because I'm like,
him.
well, she can have a little romance with him.
But poor Bruno.
But poor Bruno.
But Bruno.
I love Bruno. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on now. And since it is the 4th of July, we chose this week Alexander Hamilton's favorite musical, Hamilton.
Do you think it would be his favorite musical? Probably because it's about him.
Yeah.
Because he's like, yes, my legacy.
Puts him in a better light than he probably was.
Oh, yeah, because it doesn't mention a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So there was a revolution. I don't know if y'all know about this.
Well, I mean, if we go with the actual... Okay, so this is the version that's on Disney+.
Yes.
So if we go by that, then we started off with Aaron Burr.
Sir? Yep.
Because he's the one who starts it off.
Yeah.
And he's basically just singing about Alexander Hamilton.
And before this, the only reason I knew Alan Burr was...
Are you talking about the milk commercial?
The milk commercial.
Yes.
It's the only reason I knew him was Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this was interesting to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember seeing a clip of this opening song, because, it does they describe Hamilton and all the things that happened to him, all his past and everything. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, what's your name? And then he comes on, it's like, Alexander Hamilton, famous scene. But before this had, become a thing, they did it at, the White House. And they did it, and when he came on and did the Alexander Hamilton, everybody laughed because they thought it was because it was kind of awkward, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
He's not the strongest singer.
He's not.
But I don't fault him for saying, I created this, and I'm going to give myself the main character role.
Yeah.
Because why not?
I mean, you wrote it. Do it.
Exactly. Yeah. And, I mean, I like him as Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
Which I like him anyway, just as himself.
Yeah. I think he's a fun dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just interesting how far it's come that, it's kind of more of a powerful thing now. Yeah. And it's not as funny anymore. I don't know.
I mean, when he comes out, too, he's just kind of he's kind of soft-spoken at first, it seems like. And it's as you watch it, you're like, this Alexander Hamilton he's not a soft-spoken kind of person, but...
Yeah. I mean, he was just new in the country.
Yeah.
He was an immigrant.
Yep.
His mom died, hurricanes, all that.
Yep, there was hurricanes. His mom, I think, had yellow fever and died. They both had yellow fever, but she died and he survived.
Right.
And then he went to live with an uncle, and the uncle
or cousin,
something like that.
And they committed suicide.
Yep. And so left him all alone, but he somehow managed to get to America, to New York.
Yep. Became a lawyer eventually. Yeah. So he had a lot to overcome and he did it. So I mean that's a lot.
Yep. I really do like the contrast between him and Aaron Burr, because they have a lot of similarities, but the way they go about things is completely different.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they show that in their songs. And because
Hamilton is not gonna...
Hamilton doesn't mince words.
Yeah.
He's not going to throw away his shot either.
Exactly. He's not going to throw away his shot.
Yeah.
But... So, he's all for he's a go-getter and everything, but then Aaron Burr's over here and he's like, I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to wait for my moment.
Oh my gosh, dude, Wait For It. That song is such a banger.
I was going to say, if you say anything bad about that song.
No. When it goes to that first, wait for it, when it's like a spotlight in his face. I was like, oh my gosh.
I swear, I was about to get mad if you said, if you were like, I don't like that song. I was going to be like,
way.
You get out.
There's songs I like more than others, but there's not a song on here I don't like.
There is one song that I don't like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which one's that?
No to This. Say No to This.
Oh. But it's still a good song, though.
A lot of it that I don't like about it is what is happening during it.
It's a very bad situation.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm like, you idiot, what is wrong with you?
It's a catchy song.
But all the other ones, I'm like, Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I don't really listen to rap music.
Yeah.
Hip hop music.
Yeah.
Not really into it. Never really been into it. Occasionally I'll hear something I'm like, oh yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
But so like when I first listened to songs from this, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this very much. But there are enough other things, like there are so many different genres that are sprinkled within it. It's not just hip hop.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Because you've got some that sound more like traditional Broadway songs. Mm-hmm. And then you've got some that sound like pop songs and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
And it's kind of, even within the same song, it kind of goes in between them.
Yeah, and I do like that there's a lot of different themes that are woven throughout. Like, you'll hear one song, and then there will be just a tiny bit from this other song that you heard before, just sprinkled in there.
Yeah, carries the theme all the way through. Of, like, wait for it is a thing that's common throughout.
Yeah.
Don't away your shot.
Also, oh gosh, and now I cannot even think of the other one. Look around.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
Yeah, that's a common one in there. Satisfied. Being satisfied. Yeah. I think the themes of this movie, musical, whatever, it's really well done. Like, everything's, the choreography, I mean, and this is the thing is, I'm amazed by his choreography, honestly. Just everything going on around them, just when you're like focused on a singer, and then, but just everything that's happening around them. Like, because they have just a bunch of different, like, company actors, whatever, I don't know what you call them.
Company.
Performers.
It's the company.
Yeah, and they're acting it out, but not blatantly, and I don't know, I think it's great.
Yeah, there are several songs where, they really stand out, like the dancers and everything, because...
And the way everything flows together.
Especially when they're doing duels.
Yeah, it's good.
Because they, like, slow-mo. Mm-hmm. They do a lot of slow-mo.
Yeah, and the bullet.
Plus, the stage has that rotating thing. Yeah, I love the rotating
cool. And the way they use it. Yeah.
Because they'll have them just, like, walking down it like they're walking down the street and everything, passing people.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, it's very... I'm amazed by it.
Yeah, there are a lot of things. Amazing. There are a lot of things in this that I really like, especially, like, during Satisfied with the whole rewind.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, wait, what? Okay, you can tell we obviously did not know how we were going to discuss this.
Oh, yeah.
We're just kind of all over the place.
How do you really discuss it? You know,
this isn't really one that we can do it linear, I guess, but there's going to be a lot of, and then I like this little thing, kind of, Yeah. So we're introduced to Aaron Burr first. Uh-huh. And he's talking about Alexander Hamilton, of course. So he kind of goes through the backstory, how all that stuff that we were just talking about, and then he shows up in New York, and he and Burr they're both orphans. Yeah. So they meet up because he's heard of Burr, and he's like, this guy seems really cool. He got through school really quickly, and I want to do the same thing.
But Burr had more of, like, a wealthier background.
Oh, yeah.
Like, his parents were more well-to-do. Yeah,
exactly. So he had more opportunities.
Yeah, but he also had a legacy that was his hardship.
So, anyway, they meet up, and Burr gives him some advice, because he's like, okay.
And you took it to heart. You're like, I need to do this. This was very important.
You are. I can't even.
You were like, we all need to talk less and smile more. I'm going to start doing that. And I was like, honey, no. You're great the way you are.
He said something so sarcastically to me while we were watching this. You cannot.
I think I just patted you on the back and smiled at you. Well, it was good.
You said something.
I might have.
I know you said something.
I might have.
You told me I should take that to heart or something like that. I'm like, excuse you. So yeah, talk less, smile more, and I'm like, no. I know exactly what I said to you, but it's something that I don't say on this podcast.
Yeah. So you think I would stop there?
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, that's his motto.
Yeah, that's
and Hamilton doesn't really see that.
Exactly, and he kind of makes fun of him for it. Because he's like, why would I do that when I can use my words to get what I want? Yep. Because that's what he does. He uses his words.
Oh, yeah.
Those are his weapon. Anything that, he's sharp-witted and ready to strike people down with...
Throw some words. Drop knowledge on them.
Exactly.
And then they go into a pub
And they meet up with some people.
John Lawrence.
Yep, John Lawrence is there.
Lafayette.
The Marquis de Lafayette and Hercules Mulligan.
Yeah.
And so at this point I was like, what's better than this? Guys being dudes.
Being dudes. And I'll just say right now that Daveed Diggs is my favorite person in this. The King is great.
Oh, yeah.
But I love Daveed Diggs.
Yeah.
And I watch him continuously whenever he's on screen because he's doing something, man. He's dancing around, making faces, talking to whoever. I love this guy.
Yeah, they're all good.
In either role he's in. So,
yeah, because several of these people play more than one character.
Yeah.
So, like, the three friends here, they play other people in the second act. But yeah, for now we have those three. Yeah. And of course he has his French accent also. Lafayette. So he gets to do a French accent.
Very over the top French accent.
Yep.
I like it.
But it's fun.
It is great. I love singing to it. It's the best.
I feel like Hercules Mulligan does not get as much screen time as the others.
Yeah, he's kind of the weaker character.
Yeah,
I guess.
and then of course, like when he switches character in the second act, he also doesn't seem to get as much. He gets more. I feel like he gets more screen time as James Madison.
Yeah,
but not a lot of lines. He's just there a lot because he and Jefferson are like big buddies, so they're always together. But it's usually Jefferson who's like taking the initiative. He's the one who's going to be talking, if they're in a scene together. Yeah,
yeah. And there's a few things in this musical that I use a lot, maybe just to myself during the day, but that when Lafayette goes, "Who are you?" I say that whenever I think of "Who are you?" I always do it in that voice.
Oh my goodness.
It's the best.
But yeah, they're like, who's this guy? Who's this guy coming in here trying to be our friend? Because
he kind of starts, breaking the mold and starts talking about revolution and getting excited about it.
And that's when they all find out that he's not throwing away his shot.
That's right. He's just like his country.
Yep. But then, they all become good friends and he
maybe even steals them away from Burr a little bit.
Yeah. Because when they go there, Burr is kind of the one who takes him there. Mm-hmm. And then after that, when you see them together, they're always with Hamilton. Yeah. And then Burr's kind of like over by himself.
Well, even at the start, they're not like the biggest fan of Burr. They're kind of like, come on, man, spit a rhyme. And he's like, no. I'll leave that to you guys. I'm going to sit.
Yeah. So they have their little raise a glass to freedom. Mm-hmm. The story of tonight. People are gonna remember them. And history will tell the story of the night that they all got together and decided to join the revolution.
Mm-hmm. And there'll be more of them coming. So. And
then we meet the Schuyler sisters.
Yep. Because those guys are
being guys. They're just guys being dudes.
Yeah. They like the ladies.
Yep, they like the ladies. So the Schuyler sisters are walking in the streets of New York, I guess. Just,
excited about the revolution, except Peggy, who wants to get home.
Yeah, because she's like, Daddy said not to do this. And they're like, well, Daddy doesn't need to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy.
Great part of that song.
Yeah, because they're like, Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy. Yeah, Peggy's kind of the odd one out. Yeah. Because the others want to go do all these things, and she's like, no, I'm good. Mm-hmm. But they walk around. I think they meet Burr at this point.
Yeah.
And Angelica's like, no.
Yeah. She's looking for a guy who will, test her mentally, that she can, really have deep conversations with, and is on the level that she's on. Yeah. Intelligence-wise and wit-wise and all that. Exactly. I can't remember what happens. I mean, they're just kind of they do their little dance and song. Yeah. And then there is a message from the king. Yeah. And this is where Alexander finally gets to get up there and show his medal, I guess. Yeah. Because this, town crier kind of guy comes up and he's, reading this proclamation kind of thing. Trying to disparage the revolution ideas. Yeah. And so Alexander's like, do you see this guy up here? Mm-mm. We're not having any of this. So he gets up there and he kind of, battles with him. And then everybody's like, yeah, this Alexander guy, he's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. He's our guy. Exactly. Yeah. And then you find out that Washington, because
we're introduced to George Washington at this point. He is looking for a right-hand man.
He is.
And so Burr wants to be the right-hand man.
Of course. But he's just a little bootlicker, basically.
Yeah, so he goes in there and he's like, he's like sucking up.
Great, buddy.
He's sucking up to Washington. And then Hamilton shows up and Washington's like, Burr, just leave my office. I'll talk to you later. Hamilton, get in here. And then, of course, he becomes the right-hand man.
Yeah. He doesn't really want to exactly. He wants to lead
he wants
battalion.
To like be a general and lead his own battalion, like you said.
But Washington needs him there.
Yeah. He's like, no, I need you to be like my secretary.
Yeah.
He's like, fine, I'll do it.
To inspire the people.
Exactly. Because he knows, that he's good with words and everything. Mm-hmm. And of course, so that means that is the first big slight, I guess, between Hamilton and Burr, that he took what Burr wanted.
Yeah. And
because Burr didn't, he was going to wait for it. He didn't want to go for it. And
gotta wait a little longer.
Yep. And Hamilton's like, no, I'm going to take this opportunity.
I like in this, and maybe it's just me projecting onto this, I don't know. But I feel like as the songs go on and the musical goes on, depending on what Burr and Hamilton's relationship is, because Burr always kind of comes on to narrate a little bit.
Yes.
He does, whatever,
Yeah.
And at first he's just saying it kind of matter-of-factly, but then after he slided, he's like, how does a man? He's like angrier about it. And then later on he gets even angrier. And when he's like kind of got one up on Hamilton, he comes in, he's kind of like a little calmer, a little happier about it. And it's like, that's great, man. Yeah. And is his name? It's Odom, right?
Yeah. Leslie Odom Jr.
Leslie Odom. Yeah. He's good. He's great.
Yeah. I think he won like a Tony for
I think so.
So, I mean,
he
well deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He has a lot of good songs.
Oh yeah.
And of course, he is the narrator.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can tell little things like that.
Mm-hmm.
There are several little things that show up. Like there's like between songs where they're like transitioning. There will be sometimes there'll be something strange happen. Cause there's one later on that's like, it's a very, very sad moment. And then they're like, okay, let's get back to politics. And it's like, please. It's like, I'm so sad from what just happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, stuff like that was really fun.
Yeah.
So then we have the Winter Ball, whatever it is. And this is Philip Schuyler, the Schuyler sisters' dad. Uh-huh. He holds a ball. I think that's what it is.
Sounds right.
And so like all of the soldiers and stuff, this is some downtime for them, so they get to know people.
During the winter. Not a lot of battles happening, although that would change later, but...
Yeah. So Hamilton goes to the ball.
Uh-huh. Looking for some ladies.
And he meets Angelica.
Yeah.
And they seem to, hit it off pretty well.
Hit it off real well.
But then, of course, Eliza is there. Mm-hmm. And she looks over and she sees Hamilton and she's like, I want that.
Yeah.
And so then she tells Angelica, I want that. Yeah. That man right there. And Angelica's like, girl, I'll get him for you. So she goes over and she's like, let me introduce you to somebody, basically. Yeah. And takes him over and introduces him to her sister. Mm-hmm. And they
hit it off.
That's it.
They write letters, fall in love.
He asks for her hand. Yeah. And there we go. They're getting married.
Yep. And Angelica gives the
speech.
Toast at the reception.
Yep. So she's like, to the bride, to the groom.
Yeah.
And then, it's to the groom, to the bride. And may they always be satisfied. Mm-hmm. And here we go. Satisfied.
Yep, satisfied.
And then suddenly, rewind.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way back to the ball.
Yeah.
To when they meet.
Yeah.
So.
And she was enamored with Hamilton.
Yep.
She's like, this is what it's like to have somebody on my level.
Exactly.
This is what I've been looking for.
Exactly.
But he's poor as heck.
Exactly. But he's poor. She's the oldest.
There's no sons.
She has to... And technically that is not true. Historically, there was a son.
Oh, okay.
So, but in this, she's the oldest. She was already married, though, at the time that they met.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, can't marry him.
Few inaccuracies in this. Yeah.
So, yeah, she can't go after him because he has no money. And she knows, though, that he probably needs to marry somebody who's wealthy. Yeah. So, why not introduce him to her sister? Yeah. And that way, he'll always be close by, and she can, she can still be like... Well, at least I can look at him. Yeah. At least his eyes will always be in my life. Yeah. Or whatever. So we just won't be married, but
Yeah.
but they can still write to each other and everything.
Right. And I guess this kind of got exaggerated a little bit. I don't know if there's a lot of proof that they were really into each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
From what I hear.
I'm pretty sure that there's a good bit of proof that he was into John Lawrence.
Oh, really? Interesting.
That he may have liked him a little.
Oh,
but
I didn't know
I don't know, because they have some very, like, his letters are out, you can find his letters, and they're very, like, romantic toward him.
Well, hey.
So, I don't know. Maybe he was bisexual.
Maybe. Very possible.
So, anyway, then it goes back to,
the war.
Well, it goes back to what I was trying to say. It goes back to the wedding. And
the war. The war
sure,
of marriage.
The wedding. So it goes back to the wedding. It's the rewind part has passed.
Uh-huh.
And poor Angelica is there by herself.
Yeah.
And then Alexander and his boys are out talking, and Aaron Burr comes by. And they're like, you should get married too. You should find somebody too. And he's like, I've already found somebody, but, can't be with her because she's married.
Yeah.
To a British general.
Oopsie.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's when he sings Wait For It.
Yeah.
He's willing to wait for it.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to wait till she's available, and that's what he does.
Yeah.
So I guess her husband ends up dying in the war, and he's like, this is my chance. Now I get to have her. And they end up together.
Yep. It worked in, like, that instance and that instance only.
Right? Yeah, that's, like, literally the only time that it worked.
Yeah.
So then it goes back to the war.
Yeah, never in the war.
So they're in the war. They each are, doing their own thing. And, of course, Hamilton is still like, I want to be, like, in charge of people so I can do this, it's going to help me. Once the war's over, it'll give me some clout, I guess.
Yeah.
He's a clout chaser,
He wants to make his name. Yeah.
He wants a legacy.
He does.
But then, instead, Washington puts Charles Lee in charge.
Yeah. Charles Lee
is the worst, but he's so excited to be a general.
He is. I tried not to sing anything in this whole show, but when he goes, wee! I love that part.
Yeah, he's so excited.
So ridiculous.
But then, of course, he starts trash talking Washington.
Well, because he got removed from his position.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, because literally Lee in real life basically just fled all the time, and it was almost treason what he did.
Oh my gosh.
He was a terrible general. So, or whatever he was, captain.
Yeah.
And so, once he was taken out of power, he did start talking trash about Washington.
Yeah, and Hamilton and his friends do not like that.
Yeah.
You do not trash talk Washington.
But Washington's like, bro, chill. It's cool.
It's fine,
He's just, history will prove me right.
It's like he's just mad. He'll get over it,
Yeah.
But they can't let it go.
Right.
So they decide, well, I think it's John Lawrence that challenges him to a duel.
Yeah.
So that's when we find out the rules of dueling.
Mm-hmm. Good song. Mm-hmm. 10 duel commandments. Something like that. Yeah.
I don't remember what most of them are.
It's you gotta have a number 2, then they'll try and talk it out. Mm-hmm. And
you also have to have a physician there.
Have to have a physician, have him turn around to have deniability.
Exactly.
Let's see.
There's probably like name your place and time kind of thing. Probably the first one.
Yeah. Name the place and time. And I think you try and resolve it before you get there. But yeah, apparently all this is supposed to like take care of it so it doesn't actually... Most duels don't actually get to the shooting.
Yeah.
They resolve it before then, but...
And dueling was actually illegal.
Yep.
Except for in New Jersey. Because everything's legal in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they duel. And he shoots... Lawrence shoots Charles Lee in, like,
the side
or the leg or arm or something.
Shot him in the side and it lodged in his arm, I think. Or was that his son?
That's his son.
That's his son. Anyway. Yeah. I shot him in the side, though.
Okay. So did he die? I don't think he died, though. He was fine. Yeah. But anyway, Washington finds out and he's like, okay.
He's pissed.
You can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm sending you home.
Yep.
But that's not the only reason he's sending him home. Or at least I don't think it was the only reason.
Why else would he?
Because he knows that Eliza is pregnant.
Oh, okay.
And so he's sending him home to be with his family.
Could be.
Because, she's pregnant. Because
he
gets home and he's like, wait, what is that?
Why are you so fat?
Oh my gosh. You can't just call people fat, Alexander. Gosh. But yeah, she's pregnant, and he's like, why didn't you tell me? Because I think she had probably... I thought she wrote to Washington and told him, but I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
I can't remember. Anyway, so, yeah, she's like, I just want you to be home and safe so that you can meet your son and everything.
Be with your boy.
Exactly. But then Washington asks him to come back.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, that was pointless, but whatever.
There's still a war. Mm-hmm. But at least he got home to know about it.
And then we have history. History has its eyes on you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also Guns and Ships. Because that's when they go back, it's
Guns and Ships. Just because of the Lafayette part. You know, his fast rapping. I love it.
I'm pretty sure that they have timed his rap and Angelica's rap, and hers is faster.
Yeah, hers is really good too. Yeah.
She's amazing. And what's really weird is I had seen her before this. I didn't realize that she did Broadway stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Because I saw her on a soap opera.
Oh, really?
She was on, like, General Hospital or something like that, playing a cop. So I'm like, wait a minute.
What a weird transition.
Yeah.
That's cool, though.
But I liked her in, I think it was General Hospital, but I liked her in the show. She was, like, one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
And then I saw that she was in Hamilton. I was like, wait, what? And I really like her in it, too, so. Yeah. She's pretty cool.
I keep wanting, like, I see Daveed Diggs in a few things. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yay, Daveed Diggs, but he's kind of in bad things that I don't want to see.
He was in Soul.
Yeah, but
he had like 2 lines.
I'm talking about just him, real life him.
Yeah, exactly. So, not animated.
He's in like a Sesame Street commercial where they order food and stuff with Cookie Monster. So that's probably the best thing he's done besides Soul, maybe.
Well, I feel like Leslie Odom Jr. hasn't been in a lot either.
Right? Yeah.
He's been in one movie that I know is very controversial. Because it's like a movie that Sia did, but it's about the girl with autism.
Yeah.
And people were like, that is not a good representation of autism.
And she didn't cast somebody with autism in the lead role.
Exactly, because she cast the person that she cast for everything. Yeah,
it's like her buddy.
Exactly, and they're like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
And then she got into like a Twitter war with a bunch of people about it. It was like, maybe
bad hill to die on.
Maybe don't get into a Twitter war with people who actually have autism.
Yeah. Not
about your movie where you did a terrible job of representing people with autism. But, okay. Yeah. And he's in that. And I'm like, oh no. Leslie Odom Jr., no.
Daveed Diggs is going to be in The Little Mermaid as Sebastian.
Yes! That's another reason to watch it.
Yep. He's going to be the voice, though. So, again, he's probably not going to be...
They're not going to have him dressed in a crab suit.
I don't know.
Come on.
Just give him a red suit like he's wearing in this. That's good enough for me. I'm not hard to please.
I'm just imagining him dressed up like Adrian Bliss in like a crab costume and just walking sideways.
I would love that. He could pull it off. Anybody can pull it off.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness.
So
anyway, I guess we should move forward.
Guess so.
We get to the Battle of Yorktown. Mm-hmm. That's like the last big battle, right?
Yeah, Yorktown. Yeah.
And things are not going great at first, I think. But then here comes the hero, basically. Hercules Mulligan.
Yeah.
Because he's been working as a spy. Because he was like a tailor's apprentice or whatever.
And all the like British would come in to get all their stuff done. And they would just kind of talk around.
They just talk about stuff. And so he's like, okay.
Just leak it around, yeah.
All right. I'm just going to keep this in my little noggin. And I'm going to let everybody know what's going down.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There we go. Oh my gosh, we totally didn't even talk about the king.
Oh yeah, the king comes on.
This was like after the Schuyler sisters.
Yeah. Because
I put a message from the king, and that's not what I was thinking.
No.
It was actually the king.
The king actually comes out at the start of the Revelation.
My favorite part. I just completely glossed over it.
One of the best songs for sure. And the dude that does it is so good. Yeah, he delivers it. It's funny. It's just great.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
Because... I mean, he walks out, and just seeing him walk out, is hilarious.
He's very foppish, I guess. I don't know. How do you?
I guess, but he's ramrod straight when he's walking because it's like he cannot move his head, because if he moves his head, that crown's falling off.
And he like crisscrosses his legs as he takes steps forward.
As he takes steps. It's very funny.
Oh man.
And it looks like he probably can't move very well either, because he's got that huge like cloak on too, and it just looks so heavy.
And crown, big crown, everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he comes out there.
Very top heavy.
Yeah, he comes out there and he sings his song, and that
You'll
is
Be Back.
one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
I have that one on like my most played on Spotify because I've listened to it a lot.
Yeah, it's really good.
And it's so funny because the first time you listen to it, you're like, oh, it's kind of like a breakup song kind of, but it's oh, but I'm going to get you back someday. And then you realize, oh no, this is about a war. And I like the part where he's like, I'll kill your friends and family.
Send the armed battalion
to remind you of my love. It's like, okay. So yeah, very fun.
Yeah.
Anytime that he comes on, it's like, yes.
Yeah.
This is great.
We get to see the full singing acumen of this guy of spitting everywhere when he sings.
Yeah, apparently it's just a thing that this guy does.
Yeah.
Why can I not think of his name? Jonathan Groff. So that's what he's known for that.
Yeah.
Like, you do not want to sit in the first few rows
gross.
Because he will spit on you.
So much spit coming out of that mouth.
It's like when he's singing, he feels like if he doesn't have enough moisture in his mouth that he can't sing well. And he sings really well.
He does. He's really good.
I mean, if that's what you have to do, buddy, go for it, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's known for that, for being very, very moist. For being very spitty when it comes to singing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it shows the king again. He comes back out and he does his next song. And basically it's like, okay, you won the war. What are you going to do now? Because
yeah, now you get to the hard part.
Exactly, because he's like, if you screw up now, I'm not taking you back.
It's on you.
You're on your own now, buddy, so have fun with that. Exactly. And then we have another one of my favorites, which is Dear Theodosia. I love Dear Theodosia.
Yeah.
And this is Burr and Hamilton, kind of like a duet, but they're not together like singing or anything. But it starts off, it's Burr, and he's it's kind of like he's singing a love song to his daughter.
Right.
Because his daughter has just been born. Her name is Theodosia.
Yep.
Which is the same as her mother. Her mother's name is also Theodosia.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's true.
And so he's singing to her. And then also, Hamilton has a kid now too. Philip has been born, and so he's singing to Philip. So it's both of them singing to their children and talking about how we're building this country so that you'll have a better life and everything.
And they'll be coming of age at the same time as the country and everything. So it's kind of like another brother to them or sister, you know?
It's like a sibling to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's kind of... It's really sweet. It's like, I want to say it's tinkly, which sounds kind of weird, but whatever instrument they're playing, it sounds kind of tinkly to me. It sounds really strange when I say it that way.
Yeah, it's very light.
Yes.
Yeah,
very like light and airy and everything. And their voices are, their voices blend really well together and everything. And I like that one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's definitely a good one.
But yeah, so Hamilton is really excited because, he has his kid and everything, and this is going to be his new legacy. But then not Angelica.
Eliza.
But Eliza comes in and she has a letter for him.
Yeah.
And this is not in the Broadway cast recording.
Oh, really?
The whole thing with Lawrence dying. So he dies, like, the battle is over and everything, but he gets killed like after that.
Gunfight with some British people leaving South Carolina.
Yep. So it's a letter from Lauren's dad and telling him that, he died. And
John Lawrence his big thing was he wanted to get a all-black battalion.
Yes.
And lead that.
And he was against slavery.
Yeah. He's hoping to, free some people. And his dad's like, and his dreams dying with him, basically. Yep. So.
And it
kind of did. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a while before.
Yeah. It took like 70 years or so. Maybe 80.
Yeah.
Till something actually changed. Yeah.
Yep. So.
Yep. It's a tough song. It's sad.
Yeah. I didn't cry.
No, I didn't.
Surprisingly, but I was like, don't do it. Because he's singing, singing the Raise a Glass to Freedom kind of thing. tomorrow there'll be more of us. And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of his song.
Yeah.
And very sad.
Yeah.
Hamilton is he's like, I gotta go back to work. I gotta do this other stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And
I
doesn't
think
want to talk about it.
when I think he kind of sang that around the time when he was his dad was talking about wanting to lead the Black Battalion and stuff. So it kind of transitions more from like, there's going to be more revolutionaries to more, there's going to be more like anti-slavery.
It's going to be more people who have the same sentiments as him, basically.
So
tomorrow. Yeah. Not right now,
obviously. Yeah.
Because he was the only one, but yeah.
Yeah.
In the future.
He wasn't the only one.
You know, it was just...
Yeah. I mean, Jefferson, he originally wrote something into the Declaration of Independence that, like, talked about freeing black people, basically, but they took it out because they didn't want to make the South mad.
And he was from the South, so...
Yeah, and he had slaves.
And
yeah.
Do you really think he would have gotten rid of them?
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? He didn't, so...
Because, I mean, you could have.
Yeah.
You could have just done it anyway.
Who knows? I mean, but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I'm probably not as educated on to talk about. But yeah.
Anyway, so he throws himself in his work after this because he's upset.
Yeah.
And so then they sing nonstop. I think the name of it. So he's like, why do you write like you're running out of time? Because he's just like, he's doing all this stuff.
Their new Constitution.
The Constitutional Convention.
Yeah. I love that part where Washington's like, I brought him into the Constitutional Convention, and then Hamilton comes in and it's like, I was elected to the Constitutional Convention.
Yeah, he's so excited. He has a little dance that he does.
Yeah.
Yep. And he and Burr work. They're both lawyers. Or lawyers, excuse me. I say lawyers because I don't know how to speak correctly, apparently. I think it's a Southern thing.
Yeah, we're Southern.
But lawyers, how about that? How about that? So, yeah, how about this? They both become attorneys.
Yes. Bit of the law. Yeah,
they like work next door to each other. They work on cases together. And sometimes.
Seem a little competitive.
Yeah, a little competitive, but it's kind of like a friendly competition kind of thing.
And they have different styles in the courtroom. But, yeah.
Because he even asks Burr, to help him with one specific thing. Because it's like, I think it would work better with the way you do things.
Yeah, because people like you more. Like, you can win over people.
Yeah.
Easier than I can.
Yeah. And then we find out that Angelica is getting married and she's moving to London. So. She
found a rich dude.
Yep.
He's not very interesting, but he's got the money.
He's got money, and that's what she needs because...
Yep, that's what you did then.
Yep, I guess so. So, yeah, she heads off to London, and she's like, I'll write to you. So they're going to still communicate with each other. And then he and who else is it? James Madison and John Jay. Is that who the other one is?
That write the thing?
They
John Jay.
start writing the Federalist Papers.
Right.
And then John Jay stops like almost immediately. He's like,
because he gets sick.
Yeah. And then, Madison writes a few more than that. And then Hamilton ends up writing 51.
Right. In like 60 days or whatever it was.
Something crazy like that. And then Washington comes to him and he's like, I've got a job for you. And he's like, okay, is it state or treasury?
Yeah.
And he's like, treasury. He's like, I'm in.
Let's go.
So then, of course, Eliza's like, why? But I need you here with the family.
Home.
Stay here with me. Yeah. He's like, I can't. This is what I have to do. I gotta take my shot. Not throwing away my shot, So that's how the first act ends.
Right.
He goes up to the top and he's like, all right, this is it.
I'm off. Yep.
And then there's intermission.
Which is very interesting. Let's talk about intermission. Okay, next.
Okay, next act starts off, or second act. Here comes
Thomas Jefferson. He's back from France.
Yeah, he's been in France for basically the whole war.
Yeah, maybe one of my favorite songs. Maybe my favorite song. I don't know.
So yeah, he comes in. He's like, what did I miss?
Yeah, he just dances around like crazy. And it's just, he's so good. I love him so much.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mix because he's wearing like this purple outfit. So he's kind of like a Prince kind of looking outfit.
Yeah.
But he's very like, I don't know, it seems very James Brown.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, maybe.
That song. Something about it. But so he comes in, he's dancing around, he's like, all right, what did I miss while I was gone, while I was in France? And he immediately he's Secretary of State, right?
Right.
He gets that job.
Yeah.
And James Madison is there also.
Well, he goes to New York or whatever. And Madison meets up with him. He's like, dude, they're coming for the South, man. I need you.
Yeah.
We're trying to defend this thing. And he meets Hamilton, Washington.
And also, James Madison is always coughing.
Yeah,
he's always got his
very
little
sickly.
handkerchief because he was apparently a very sickly guy.
Guess
But
so.
he lived till like 90 or something.
Apparently wasn't deadly. Just had a bad cough.
He had like a bunch of different things. He had like, it was like, okay, well, now he's got malaria. And now he's like got asthma or whatever. It's like, geez, come on, man.
Get
but
it together.
He was also the shortest president.
Like stature-wise? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was like 5'4" or something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was a real short guy. He was like 90-pound weakling, basically. But
yeah, that's why he's sick all the time.
I guess so.
There you go.
But yeah, so they're all there. They have a big cabinet meeting.
Yeah, the cabinet meeting. I like the cabinet meetings. It's kind of like a rap battle.
Yeah. See, like the first time I heard the cabinet meeting stuff, I didn't really like it. I didn't care.
Oh, really?
But seeing it, I liked it.
Oh, okay.
So like the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, this is fun, Yeah. So Jefferson, of course, does his little rap first.
Yeah.
And then Hamilton comes in and does his.
Yep. They throw down on each other.
Yep.
They're kind of arguing about money. Southern states have all their debts paid because they're mainly they have the free labor and they do a lot of farming, exports and stuff. So the North doesn't do as much of that. So they, they're in more debt.
Yeah.
And they were they did a lot of the war stuff, I guess. So probably a lot of debt came from that also.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know for sure, but.
So yeah, they want to have like a national debt kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that all the states are responsible for this national debt, and the southern states are like,
why should we pay for
that's
debt?
not fair to us.
Yeah.
And the northern states are like, but we need this.
Please help.
And so of course Hamilton brings up the whole well, when your labor is free, of course you don't have any debt,
right?
It's like, hello.
It's true.
Yeah. So anyway, Washington takes Hamilton's side, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of on his side, but he's also like, you have to sell it to him. You have to figure out a way to make this work or else it's not going to pass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a whole song about Washington on his side. So,
exactly.
Yeah, he's on his side.
So then we have Hamilton writes to Angelica. They have this little back and forth amongst them. And then also Philip, his son, is now 9 years old.
Uh-huh.
And Eliza's like, come in here. Philip wants to show you something.
Yeah.
So he goes in there. And Eliza starts beatboxing first. And then Philip has his little rap that he does.
Rap.
He's like, I'm 9 years old. It's so cute.
It is pretty cute.
So, by the way, Philip is played by the guy who played John Lawrence.
Right.
So, yeah.
And Jefferson's also played by David Diggs, did we say that?
Who played Lafayette. And then
Hercules Mulligan plays Madison.
Yes, and I do not know his name.
Don't know it.
And I think it starts with an O, but I can't remember.
Oh no, sorry.
So, yeah, and then of course in one of the letters that he wrote to Angelica, he wrote, my dearest Angelica, not my dearest, comma, Angelica.
Yeah. Those
so
letters.
She's like, is that what you meant? Did you mean something by that? And it's like, is he flirting with her? Don't know.
Yeah, in this, he definitely is.
In this, yeah.
And she is too.
They're both very flirty.
A little flirty.
Exactly. And at one point, like, when Eliza tells her that she's getting married to him, she's like, well, maybe we should have a harem.
Yeah. I'm just saying. You should share.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she still likes him. But, Eliza,
and she's even going to come down and visit.
Yeah, she's on her way. She's coming to visit for the summer, and Eliza wants them to all go down to
her dad's place, I guess.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Upstate or something.
Yeah, upstate. There's like a lake there, and she's like, take a break, come down with us, stay the summer there, and then you can go back to Washington and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but Hamilton's like, no, I gotta defend this Constitution.
Yeah, he's like, no, can't do it. Gotta do this. Gotta stay here. You guys go on. Mm-hmm. Even Angelica can't convince him to go. It's like, dang.
Nobody gets him.
You've got Angelica and Eliza, and you're not going to go upstate with them?
He messed up, bro.
Missed opportunity. Especially considering what happens while they're gone.
Yeah.
It's like, you should have just gone. You should have taken that break, bro, because you're about to mess up. Because
he stays, and he's working real hard. He's real stressed out.
Yep.
Trying to get this Constitution going. Trying to convince everybody to pass it. So he takes a little walk. And meets a little lady.
he runs into Mariah Reynolds.
Yeah.
And she's like, my husband beats me and
cheats me
and all this stuff. And why don't you come up to my room kind of thing. And he does.
Yep. And they get it on.
And it's like, Hamilton, you idiot.
That's when they sing No to This.
Yep,
the song you're not a fan of.
Exactly. This song makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Especially because, like, one of the lines is something about she spread her legs and all this stuff. And I'm like, no.
She opened her door, opened her stuff, and opened her legs.
I'm like awkward moonwalking out of the door. I'm like, I can't take this. Oh man, so yeah, bad. Yep. And then of course her husband finds out about it, and he has to pay off the husband.
Blackmails him
so that he won't tell anybody what's happening.
Yep.
So that goes on for a while, I guess.
Yeah. So that's big scandal for him.
But nobody knows about it. It's a secret.
Yeah.
For now. So then he has this meeting that he goes to with Jefferson.
Madison.
Madison, I guess. I don't know who else all is there. But of course, the one person who doesn't get to go is Aaron Burr. He wants to be in the room where it happens.
Yep.
Or where it happened. But yeah, so nobody really knows. And I'm pretty sure this is accurate, that nobody really knows what happened in there, but
how they figured it out.
Yeah, but somehow they knocked out where the Capitol was going to be
in the South.
And was it also the bank?
The National Bank would
be in New York.
Yeah, so they'll have the money, and then the Capitol's down there, which is he probably won on that deal, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Burr, of course, is like, I waited too long and now I can't be in there when all these decisions are being made. So.
Yep. So I gotta make it till I get in there.
Yep. So, so after that, he goes for a Senate seat. I think it's the Senate seat.
He's going up against
Schuyler's
dad.
Philip Schuyler.
Yep.
And he wins. He takes the seat from him.
He did.
And Hamilton is not happy about this because that's his father-in-law. This is his family.
Seems personal. He even changed parties to do it.
Yeah, because
he's a Democratic Republican.
Exactly. It's like, since when? It's like since
it got me ahead.
Since I realized I could win this. So yeah, he takes that. And then there's another cabinet rap battle. What is this one about? I forget.
Oh, man. Gosh, I don't remember.
Oh, it's about whether to aid France in the French Revolution.
Oh, yeah.
Because Jefferson's like, they helped us out a lot when we were going through ours.
Yeah, and Hamilton even told Lafayette in this, like, whenever y'all do something,
you need help, let us know. We'll do it. And he's like, no, we can't do that. We're too young of a country. We can't do it.
And it's like, they don't, like, there's so many different, like, governments that come out of France of, like, revolutionary governments. Like, who's the real government?
Yeah, because he's like,
who to support.
Yeah, he's like, we're too young of a country. We're not even stable ourselves. We can't do this. We can't go out there. And Jefferson's like, but we kind of promised. And do you not remember your BFF Lafayette? Okay. And then, of course, Washington's like, I mean, I'm going to take Hamilton's side again.
It's true. He did it.
Because he's like, it makes sense. We're not stable. And also, when they're not even, they don't have the king anymore. They don't, because Hamilton's like, do you want me to ask the king about this? And like, tends to
about
be
the promise we made to him.
Disembodied head kind of thing. And then, Washington's like, once they find out who's going to lead them, then maybe we can help. But we can't do it right now. Yeah. So that's when they're like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have Washington on your side?
And I also use the must be nice the time.
I do too.
In my normal life.
Like anytime that I see something that's like really, it's like somebody gets something really good, I'm like, must be nice. Must be nice. Yep. I do the exact same thing. So, at this point, Jefferson, Madison, and Burr kind of team up together against Hamilton, I think. Yeah, well,
they kind of want to take him down, and they find out they find check stubs about him paying off some people.
First, they find out that Washington is no longer going to be the president. So, Jefferson's like, I'm running for president. So
he resigned.
He resigns so he can, because Washington's like, Hamilton, come here, I gotta talk to you. It's like, Jefferson just resigned from his position because he's gonna run for president. And Hamilton's like, good luck winning against you, you know? And he's like, yeah, I'm not running. I'm going back to Mount Vernon. I'm not gonna be president anymore. Yeah. We gotta teach people how to say goodbye, basically.
Yeah, so, we got real lucky that Washington was the first president. Yeah. Because the dude was like, he was humble enough and everything to be like, I need to step aside. Yeah. He was still a proud guy, and he wasn't the best general, but he was good at listening to everybody. Yeah. And stuff, so.
And when he, when he became president and everything, people wanted him to be like the next king, basically.
They basically held the first election just to convince him to do it.
Yeah, because they're like,
look, everybody wants you. Take it, please. Here we go.
And they're like, we expect you to do this, and it's just going to be... It was basically a kingship. Yeah. Is what they wanted. Right. It's like, you just got away from the king, but now you want a new one.
He's ours.
But yeah, so he steps down, and he asks Hamilton to write his speech, and he has a nice little exit.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, and I really like Christopher Jackson, too. Yeah. He's good.
He was a good Washington.
Mm-hmm. He was good Washington. And then we go back to the king, who's like, it's like, he's not going to be president. He stepped down. Yeah. That's stupid.
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know you could. Yeah, I didn't know that was like an option. And then he's like, so what are they going to, who do they have in charge now? John Adams? Okay.
I met that guy.
I met him. I know him.
Dude, right?
Exactly. It's like, okay. Good luck with that.
And he stops and watches the rest of it. Yeah. He takes a seat next to it.
So then Adams, he fires Hamilton, right?
Yeah, because Hamilton turns on him basically. Yeah, and
he writes some mean stuff.
Kicks him out of the party, maybe even. I don't know.
I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, and that's when the other three are like, okay, now's our chance. He's already at a low point.
We don't want him running for president later.
Exactly. So we're gonna really do something about this. Yeah. So they have the receipts to Reynolds, and they're like, dude, you've been embezzling. You can't do that with the national funds. And he's like, that's not what I was doing.
Yeah, like, he's like, you don't actually know what I did. You're trying to bait me into saying something.
And he's like, well, that's not what I used it for. Yeah. What happened is...
And it was my own money.
I had an affair with this woman, and her husband was blackmailing me. Yep. So that's what all this is. And they're like...
I didn't take any of the national funds.
Exactly. And they're like, oh, dude, that's messed up.
Yeah. And they're like, all right, well, we're not going to say anything, but rumors will happen.
It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like, but I mean, if it gets out, there's nothing we can do about it.
Sorry.
So then Hamilton, he sings Hurricane. And he's like, I wrote my way out of all these other things. I can write my way out of this too. Yeah. And so he writes the Reynolds pamphlet.
Yep. Basically admitting everything, saying what happened, and even saying like they did it in his house home.
In their, exactly.
Yep.
And
in his marital bed.
Oh my gosh. Just writing all this terrible stuff that he did. And it's like, but I promise I wasn't embezzling the country's money. It's like, dude, you've just ruined your marriage though. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, what? Did you really think that this was a good idea?
Yep. That is pretty bad for Eliza. Eliza is not happy.
Yeah, because they're like, oh no. And also not good for Philip, because he reads it too, because he's like, 19 or whatever. So Angelica comes back. And he's like, I'm so glad that you're here. And she's like, I'm not back here for you. I'm here for Eliza. Obviously. Because Eliza is like my favorite person
cheated her
in the world, and you wronged her. Yeah. So why would I ever want to talk to you?
Enjoy the couch, bro.
Exactly. It's like, go sleep in the doghouse. Yeah. So everybody hates it.
Yeah. That's where Eliza sings Burn, right? Yes. About going back through all the letters, and she's burning them. She doesn't want herself to be in the narrative, and everybody wonder, like, how did she feel about it? She doesn't want to be out there.
And she's also reading through them, and as she's reading through them, she's realizing how the thought of how other people perceive him.
Yeah. He's narcissistic and paranoid.
Yeah, exactly. So, and she's like, I never really realized this before. But yeah, so she burns the letters.
Yep.
She's like, nobody will ever know. History won't know how I reacted to this. And although if she really did burn the letters, I think that's a pretty good indication of how she felt.
I was just cold one day.
I just needed
there was some paper.
I needed a fire, and I saw this paper, and I was like, I'm just going to use this.
I don't know who burned those. Weird.
So then we have Philip, who has just graduated from college.
Also a ladies' man.
Yes. And it's so funny when that one girl is just like, oh my God.
Yeah, they're both just dying over him.
Yep. So he goes off because he's looking for George Eaker, because Eaker has said something bad about his dad.
Gave a July 4th speech about his dad.
Yeah, about Alexander Hamilton. And he's like, I can't stand for someone to say something like that about my dad. So he goes and finds him. He's like at the theater or whatever. He's in his theater box.
Yep.
And he challenges him to a duel.
Yeah.
He's like, you can't say things.
Apologize.
You can't say things like that about my dad. I'm going to give you a chance to apologize. He's like, I'm not apologizing for what I said. And he's like, all right then, we're dueling.
Yeah.
So he goes to Hamilton, and Hamilton's like,
great dad move of, I'm not going to talk you out of this duel.
Just go. It's
here's
fine.
how probably not to die.
Yeah. Here's what you do. You go out there. You do everything. You know. Hopefully, by the time you get out there, it won't actually happen because you know the 10 Commandments and everything. So get out there when you go to shoot, don't actually shoot the guy. Just point your gun in the air and shoot.
If he's a man of honor, he won't actually shoot you.
Exactly. And if he's not a man of honor, then sorry.
Sorry, I got you shot. Yeah.
Whoops.
It's a bad plan.
And guess what? He's not a man of honor.
He's not. Shoots him straight up.
So he shoots Philip.
Yeah.
And he shoots him, like, it goes through, what was it you said? It goes
through his side and into it, lodged in his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the doctor's like, he's dying. I can't really do anything. Yeah. So he comes in, you know, Hamilton's talking to him. And this is the point in a few minutes where there's no way I can not cry at this. Yeah. So Eliza comes in, and they're talking about when he was a baby and when he was a little boy and everything, and they would practice scales together and all this stuff
on the piano.
He
would always change it up.
And then Philip dies, and Eliza screams.
She wails.
And I'm just like,
it's real sad.
And at that point, I'm like, well, I guess I'm crying for the next 20 minutes. So
yeah.
Every time. I mean, I've only seen this twice, but... Yeah. And then they do... it goes straight from that into the saddest song in the whole
It's real sad. Yeah.
Which is the only song that I knew from it at first. Like, it's the first song that I heard from it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really like this song. Yeah. And it made me cry all the time. Even though I had never seen anything... I didn't know what it was about, but it was just such a sad song.
It is.
And then finally, I was like, okay, all right, I can listen to this song now without crying. And then I watched Hamilton, and I was like, no.
It's starting again.
I can't keep it inside. So yeah, it's quite uptown. Yeah. It's rough. Yeah. And it's basically, after Philip dies, they move uptown, uptown New York.
They're in mourning.
Yep.
She's still very hurt by his affair and just lost her kid.
She knows
it might be his fault.
Yeah, she knows that he knew and didn't stop him. Yep. And so, yeah, they're kind of on the outs. And he just kind of like walks alone by, all around the city, just kind of like he doesn't have anything to live for. Yeah. And then finally at the end of it, they get back together, basically. She forgives him. Yeah. And then takes his hand and they walk off together. And then she's wearing black in this, but she was also wearing black in the scene before Philip died, because historically Peggy had just died.
Oh really? I didn't know Peggy died.
Yep.
Oh, Peggy.
Yep. So she was like mourning her sister. Wow. And he had an affair. Jeez. And it was public knowledge, and then her son dies.
She's having a rough
It's like, geez, Eliza. Man. And they had like a daughter who was really close to Philip, I think, and then she kind of went downhill after that too, because it was like that was like her best friend or whatever.
I could see that.
But they did, like, in real life, they did reconcile.
Yeah.
Just like in the show. And then they ended up having another son, and they named him Philip.
Right, yeah.
Which is kind of weird.
I don't know. I get it.
But I mean, I feel like you're replacing one.
Maybe it's
like
an
that,
honor.
Maybe,
replacing.
I guess. I can see if like one of their sons or daughters got married and had a son named him Philip after.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird when it's the parents who have another kid and name it the same as the first kid.
Yeah.
Which Vincent van Gogh, I'm pretty sure that he had a brother that died before he was born who was named Vincent.
Oh.
And then they named him Vincent too.
Well, I mean, all George Foreman's kids are named George.
Oh my gosh.
So
George Foreman is on another level. Let's just say that. Oh my goodness. But anyway, so yeah, it's quiet uptown. Very, very sad song.
Yeah.
I'm like sitting here crying.
Yeah.
And then they're like, can we get back to politics?
Yeah. Madison's like, cry.
Madison's like, please. And you can see him like, he turns away from the audience.
Yeah.
A couple of times, I think. And he's got his handkerchief and he's kind of, it looks like he's
tears.
dabbing his tears away. Because it's like, is he actually crying? Or is it just the character? I don't know. But yeah, so they finally get back to politics. And we find out that Jefferson and Burr are running against each other for the presidency because John Adams, his term is over, or his first term is over. He's running for re-election, but nobody wants to re-elect John Adams. Nobody cares about John Adams.
Yeah.
So Jefferson and Burr are going to be running against him and against each other.
Mm-hmm. Burr's shaking hands, kissing babies.
Yep. He's going door to door, campaigning and everything.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't like doing this, but I gotta do it. I can't wait anymore. I've got to do something. So anyway, the vote is tied.
Yeah.
It's up to the delegates. And it's really up to Hamilton, honestly.
Yeah. Like you need that endorsement.
Yep.
From Hamilton.
So they're like, okay, who are you for, Burr or Jefferson? Jefferson or Burr? And so he's like, well, I'm going to go with Jefferson because Jefferson has beliefs.
Yeah.
Burr has none. And I'm like, wow, Hamilton.
It's like, I never agreed with Jefferson, but at least he believes in something.
Yeah. And Burr, and like, as he's saying this, you can just see Burr's face fall.
Just
like,
drops.
Oh my gosh. And he's like, I don't even know what to do anymore, you know.
He's pissed.
And then Jefferson's like, he's like, okay, he wins the vote.
Yeah.
And Burr's like, well, it'll be nice to work with you. You know, we did a good campaign and everything. It'll be nice to work with you as vice president. Because at the time, the person who came in second became vice president.
Yeah.
And Jefferson, Madison's like, that's a kind of weird thing to do.
I can't decide if that's a good thing or not. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it wouldn't be bad. I don't know.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
And then Jefferson's like, you know, we can change that. I'm president now.
Yeah. After all the things you said about me, I think I'll just make that not happen anymore.
Dude, you ran against me, you know? Yeah. It's like, oh, geez. Yeah. I mean, it would be interesting, especially with the two-party system, because you would have one Democrat and one Republican.
Yeah. I feel like also that might lead to more assassinations, though.
Yeah, that's also what I was going to say.
Yeah, may not be great.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, well, we didn't like this guy, so just if we kill him, then, you know, our guy gets... It's like, oh, no.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can see pros and cons.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jefferson changed it apparently, so that's not why we do it.
Doesn't matter anymore, yep.
So yeah, Burr is really pissed now, and he's like, I could have had this if not for Hamilton.
Yep.
It's all Hamilton's fault. Everything is Hamilton's fault.
He did it.
So he starts writing to him. He's like, well, you know, I don't like that you did this. And Hamilton's like, well, I don't like that you did this and this and this and this. And just like sends him a whole like...
Oh, here's a list of 30 reasons.
that I don't like you kind of thing. It's like, oh my gosh. And so Burr's like, well, fine. You know what? I'll see you in Weehawken at dawn.
Yep.
So
very near where his son died. Hamilton's son died.
Yep.
Kind of messed up.
Yep. So anyway.
So they're gonna duel, baby.
They're gonna duel. They're gonna duel at dawn. He's Hamilton is up that night. He's just writing like a bunch of stuff. Writing a bunch. Who knows? Don't know. But Eliza comes in and she's like, you know, she does her little, why do you write like you're running out of time? And it's like, because he is.
He's running out of time.
He is running out of time right now. He says goodbye to her and he calls her best of wives and best of women. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, honestly, she's pretty nice. She's pretty good.
She's very good.
She's like one of the best characters.
Yeah.
And I really like her voice.
Yeah,
too.
she's really
all of her
great
songs
singer.
are good.
Yeah.
Didn't really talk that much about her songs, but anyway.
They're not like they're not like blowaway songs. Maybe Helpless is good.
I think Burn is great.
I think it's good, but I don't know. It's not as catchy or
Helpless is much more catchy,
powerful, but it's very meaningful.
Yeah,
the Burn song, but yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, they meet up for their duel, and they're getting ready.
Burr's convinced Hamilton's going to shoot him.
Yeah, because he's like,
"You're not going to make an orphan out of my kid."
And Burr's like, I'm not even a good shot.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm like notoriously a bad shot. He's like, I'm stormtrooper level over here. But I'm going to do this anyway. And he's like, and also Hamilton's got his glasses on.
Yeah,
so
they don't tell you that in school.
It's like, he's like, so he obviously means to aim well.
He's
and
checking the trigger over and over again.
Exactly. He's like, he's definitely going to shoot me.
Yep.
And meanwhile, Hamilton's like, he's already told Philip not to actually shoot anybody in a duel.
Yeah.
So he's probably not going to.
Yeah. But, we're not sure.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the actual shooting part.
Yeah.
And it freezes.
It freezes.
And Burr has shot. Like, he's shooting.
Yeah. He's already shot. The bullet is coming. And it's like this whole thing is just a freeze thing. Mm-hmm. And Hamilton is kind of going through, like, his whole life, basically. It's his whole life, like, flashing before his eyes.
Yeah. He's just kind of thinking about everything and wondering, trying to rationalize everything, figure out what to do.
Yeah.
And I kind of choked up a little bit when he goes into the rise up, rise up.
Yeah.
And he's like screaming out for everybody, just needing help. He's alone.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what to do. And he just wants someone to help him. And then, he decides to put his gun in the air.
Yep. So he raises his gun in the air, but it's too late.
Burr yells, "Wait!"
Which is fun. Not fun.
That was fun.
Which is interesting is what I was trying to say. Because he's always the one to wait for it.
Uh-huh. And now he can't wait.
And he's the one who takes a shot instead.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Hamilton threw away his shot.
Exactly. Yep. Which is the opposite of how he lived his life, basically. Mm-hmm. So.
And it's also interesting that Hamilton, the whole thing, he kind of wanted to die a little bit. Like, he would have taken his son's place. He wants to get into the war. He's not afraid to die.
Yeah.
He's all about it. And then...
Well, he says, like, in the beginning, in, like, the first song, I think, that he never even expected to live to the age of 20. Right. Because where he lived, everybody died early. Mm-hmm. And his mother had died, and his father had died, and his family, he had lost everybody, so he just didn't expect to live that long. Yeah.
But now that he's faced with it, he's scared. And, doesn't want to die. So there we are. And he gets shot.
He gets shot. And they row him back over the river.
Yeah.
And
he
dies. And Eliza and Angelica are both by his side when he dies.
Mm-hmm. Destroyed Burr's career.
Yep, because he's like, he says, I'm the one who paid for it.
Yeah, he didn't wait for it.
Because he didn't wait for it.
You're all right.
He didn't wait for it. And so now he's the one to pay for it. And he realized after he had done it that the world was actually wide enough for both of them.
Yeah, in his older years.
Yep.
Yep. It's a sad story. Yeah. And then there's the last song about who lives, who dies, who tells your story.
Yep. And so we get to hear about... It's mostly about Eliza.
It is. Because she's the one that tells the story of everything.
Exactly. Because she makes sure that she goes around and she interviews soldiers and everything so that she can tell the stories of all of his friends and of him. She even I don't know if she starts the fund or if she just works on it to get the Washington Monument built to honor Washington. Yeah. And there was something about slavery in there.
Yeah, maybe she was...
right after the thing about Washington, because Washington kind of puts his head down.
He does. He gets just a little disgraced about it because he was a slave owner. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think she maybe works against slavery in some regard.
Maybe.
Because she lived another 50 years, so that would,
Exactly.
And the North became free.
Yeah, because she gets more time. Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about. Yeah. And then the part that always gets me...
Well, I'll say before you get into that, this song makes me cry every time. Uh-huh. And no matter where I'm listening to it, the official one. And it's because of this first part. I know the orphanage, the next part gets you. Spoilers. This part really gets me because, and if I can be a little vulnerable.
Okay.
My thing in life is I worry that I won't leave any impact, and I want to make a mark on the world and help people and do good so that in the future I can be looked back on fondly. And I might almost be tearing up a little. But that's a big thing for me. And like just seeing her telling their story it's very powerful to me. Mm-hmm. And it resonates with me. So yeah, I again started crying during this one. I wasn't boo-hooing, but I was definitely choked up and some tears were coming. And then the next part comes for you.
Mm-hmm. And she talks about how she started the first private orphanage in New York City.
Yeah.
And that she would, like, every time she saw one of the orphans, she would see Alexander's face.
Yeah. Yeah. That's sweet, man. Mm-hmm. She was a good lady.
She was. She was a very good lady.
Yeah.
She had a lot of crappy things done to her. And she
might have been, like, the strongest character in the movie or musical.
Well, there are several people who say that it's called Hamilton. Mm-hmm. Because it's not actually, he's not the hero.
Yeah.
Of the story.
Oh, yeah, he's not.
It's the other Hamilton.
Yeah.
It's Eliza.
Yeah. I would say that's probably true.
And that's why it's not called Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
It's just called Hamilton because it's both of them.
Yeah. He did a lot of good things, especially for the country, like getting it set up and everything. But like a lot of people in that time, he had a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
That get glossed over.
Exactly.
Like, I don't think anybody in the show, besides maybe her, was without fault on that. So yeah. And then like at the end she just lets out another like wail.
It's like a gasp.
Or a gasp.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. What do you think that is for?
I don't know, because there are several theories about that too.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one
she's just done so much and she's just so tired maybe.
I don't know.
She's been through so much.
Because there are some people that say that she's this is the end of her life, and she looks out and she sees Hamilton.
Okay.
Like waiting for her. But then there are some people who say that she's actually looking out and she's seeing the audience and realizing that his story is still being told. And she gasps at that.
Okay. I don't really like either of those, I'm going to be honest.
I think, and they say that that it's up to interpretation.
Yeah.
Even to the person who is playing Eliza.
Oh,
they can play it any way that they want to.
That's interesting.
So.
Well, that's cool.
So I don't really know what her, Philippa Sue, I think is her name. I'm not really sure if she has said what it means for her.
Yeah. But yeah, great musical. I really, really loved it. It was good.
Yeah, I was really hoping I wouldn't cry this time, but It
happened. The first time we watched it was together but apart.
Yes, because it was when you were still living in Arizona.
Yeah. And
we were just watching it at the same time, but not over. It wasn't over the phone, but it was basically over the phone.
Yeah, it was over the PlayStation.
Over the PlayStation, yeah. Hangout, chat, whatever.
Yeah.
And there
was some muting toward the end.
Yeah. Which there was some muting through a lot of it because I would just have it muted a lot anyway.
Yeah.
Because I would be kind of singing along for some stuff and I'm like, he doesn't need to hear that. He doesn't need to deal with that right now.
Don't scare him away right now.
But the whole last 20 minutes or so, I was like, nope, I gotta mute this because I gotta be able to sob.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I cried also. So I was also muted.
So at the end of it, when we unmuted, I was like, I'm gonna need a minute. I gotta go to the bathroom and wash my face.
Yeah. You did say you had been crying. It was very sweet.
Because I'm like, I've been crying for the last 20 minutes. And I'm gonna need a second.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm I'm going mute again.
Yeah, after we listen to the soundtrack a lot and still listen to it occasionally. Still good.
I don't listen to the whole soundtrack. I just have a few, is it 3 songs? I think it's just 3 songs that I listen to.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't listen to the whole thing, but there's a lot I like to listen to. That'll come on randomly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, well, let's turn these frowns upside down. And let's have a snack.
Oh,
Unless you want...
I was going to say, we also... they don't really go into much about, like, what happened to Burr after this. It's just, like, you know...
Well, I mean, he says it ruined his life, basically.
Yeah.
He said he never recovered from it, basically.
But it doesn't go into some of the other stuff that happened to him.
Well...
Because that poor guy, like... I say poor guy, but
is he?
He brought it on himself a lot.
Yeah.
Because he did some stuff that was like... Burr, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But then, of course, you know, he
had a stroke at some point.
Yeah, and then also, I don't remember if it was while he was still alive or if it was after he had already died. But his daughter went missing.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was on a ship. She was on a ship with, like, her husband or whatever. Yeah. And it just disappeared.
Yeah.
And so, it's kind of like, that's also really sad because...
Yeah.
The whole thing with Philip.
Yeah.
And, you know, they had their little song where they sang together.
Right.
But then both of them ended up losing their children.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So.
It's a tough world, then.
It is. I mean, you know.
Yeah. All right, well, now let's turn these around upside down.
Yeah, let's do something nice. Something, you know, a little, I would say happier, but, you know, I mean, I guess snacks make you happy.
Oh, yes, they do.
This snack in particular.
Definitely make you happy. Last year for 4th of July, we did bomb pops.
We did.
They weren't great, so we decided to do something much better.
And what's weird is, like, when we did bomb pops, you were like, well, you know... I was complaining because, of course, it has blue raspberry in it. But I ended up, like, eating my whole box. Yeah. And I think you either...
I ate the one we did for it, and
I
didn't eat anymore.
So you either threw it away or probably took it to work or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, I ate every single one of them. So, obviously, I didn't have a problem with it. Despite the blue raspberry. But, yeah, this time, it's something that we should both enjoy a lot.
Yes.
This is one of my favorite things.
Yes. So we went down the cereal aisle. There's some July 4th themed cereals.
Yeah, because we were trying to figure out what we could do that would be kind of July 4th themed.
There was some Captain Crunch. They got a special thing going. And then there's Rice Krispies doing red, blue, and crispy.
Just regular, just normal Rice Krispies.
Off tan.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you were like, we should make Rice Krispie treats. And I said, yes.
That sounds good.
Please.
So, yeah, I made some Rice Krispie treats with those patriotic Rice Krispies.
Yep. So they're very patriotic Rice Krispie treats.
And also, just to make it even more patriotic, even though I don't even care about July 4th, but, you know, whatever. I bought some cookie cutters for Christmas.
Yep.
And one of them just happens to be a star. So I was like, we're going to have star-shaped Rice Krispie treats.
Going all out.
Exactly.
So we're going to get those and we're going to try them.
Just try them like we've never had Rice Krispie treats before.
We'll see how good your batch is.
Okay.
So the last time I personally made these was a couple years ago. And then before that was another few years before that. So I don't make them that often, but I do love Rice Krispie treats.
This is the first time that I've made them in, I don't know, probably a decade.
Oh, wow. So
maybe longer. I don't know, because I don't make them very often.
Right.
My mom used to make them all the time.
Yeah.
And then
we used to have them too.
And then I have a coworker who makes a version of them, but it's got like peanut butter in them.
Yeah.
Which are also very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't made any myself, and I can't tell you how long.
So we'll see. We'll see how you do. Here we go. I'll never say no to this.
I was going to say, if we can take anything from that dance you did, I think they're probably okay.
Rice Krispie saying hell yes.
I can't eat when you do that.
I love Rice Krispie treats so much. Oh my god, you're gonna choke. We have different eating methods of Rice Krispies. I take bites. You shove. You see if you can fill your entire mouth with Rice Krispies. And I respect that.
I had a bite left, but I thought it was smaller than it was. And I hadn't finished chewing the other bite. So I just shoved it right in there, and it was a lot.
So what are we rating these? I'm giving it a 10.
I am too. I was like, this is definitely a 10.
I love them. Oh, they're so great.
They're so good.
Yes. Oh, man. All right. Well, That was great. What a great ending.
Rice Krispie treats definitely up there.
Spoilers. Every snack from here on out is going to be Rice Krispie treats. I'm just going to rate them every week.
Oh, man.
Oh, they're so great.
I think this is only the second 10 we've had.
Oh, yeah. What was the other one?
The other one was cookies and cream.
Oh, yeah. That was very good. I might have given Skittles a 10.
Maybe.
You didn't, but I think I did. Because they're so good. Anyway, though.
But the other one
Consensus
we both gave 10.
10.
This is 10 for both of us.
Yes. This is...
I'm going to have another one.
The funnest snack award.
Yeah, we're going to have to end this now so I can have another one because
okay.
I can't.
Well, let us know. Do you like Rice Krispies? If you don't, what's wrong with you?
Rice Krispie treats.
Yes. Yeah, Rice Krispie cereal is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
That's a 0. Okay.
Wow, strong opinion right there.
Yeah, sorry, that's how it is. And what's your favorite Hamilton song? What do you sing a lot? What's your favorite character? Did we miss anything? Miss your favorite part of Hamilton? Let us know. And you can let us know on Twitter at Having Funcast and on Facebook at Having Fun Pod.
Or you can send us an email at havingfunpod@gmail.com.
So go out, eat Rice Krispie treats, have fun, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.